Creating a podcast. Creating podcasts is pretty easy and is a very useful tool for us here at Groveton Elementary School. So the first step in creating your podcast is to create a podcast button right here on your menu button. So let's do that first. Let me hit Control Panel, go down to Manage Course menu under the Course Options. And now here, instead of hitting a content area, I'm going to hit Tool Link. I want to add a tool link, and that will then open up. And instead of having it being in announcements, I will scroll down to podcast. And I'm going to name this. I'll just name it podcast. Allow guest access, allow observer access. For now, this does not matter. You could always go back and change it. And now we hit submit and then OK. Now let's go back using our pathway up top to the main screen, and you could see now we have our podcast button. When I click on the podcast button, it will bring me to my podcast page, which will hold and store all of the podcast episodes that I create. So the first step is to create that podcast button that will allow us to see all of our stored podcasts. So one more time to see how we did that. We click Control Panel. We scroll down under Course Options. I go to Course Menu, Manage Course Menu, and I want to hit Tool Link. And I choose under Tool Link, Podcasts. I name it, and then hit Submit. Okay. So go ahead. That's the first step. Make sure your first step you've created the podcast button, and then we'll move on to step 2.